So for the next several moments we have together, I want to share with you from a divine perspective some of the thought forms and some of the behaviors and some of the practices that you can engage in that will help align you with your truth. And that truth is that you're spirit and that you're whole and that you are a part of God. So just remember that you don't have to actually do anything in order to attain that. It's really more about undoing the doubt and forgetting about the struggles and truly accepting what is. So we'll talk about how to practically apply that as we work together today. But the first thing I want to address is diet and eating and all that good kind of stuff. What you put in your mouth. So here's what I will recommend on behalf of your angels. It can be boiled down to a single letter, and the letter is Y. So before you sit down to eat, first affirm what is, and what is spirit. So just affirm, spirit is here, spirit is in all that I do, spirit is in all that I see, and spirit is in the food that I eat because spirit is in me. That's your prayer first. Then ask yourself, before you take any bites, or as you're just reflecting on the food, why is it that I'm eating this right now? Is it because I want to feel connected? Is it because I need energy? Is it because I have a desire? And you don't have to be too analytical about it, but just ask your spirit, ask your heart, why? And then reach out to the spirit of whatever food you're eating and ask, why are you here? Are you here to serve me? Are you here to nurture me? Are you here to strengthen me? Are you here to fortify my bones? Are you here to improve my skin? Are you here to enhance my vision? Start to open up the relationship between you and what it is that you're going to eat. Then you'll be more sensitive to what you're eating and to how you're eating, and you'll be blessed by what you need, and then you'll feel satisfied when you're full. And it brings for you a greater sense of understanding as to how to truly nurture yourself instead of just how to feed yourself. And I think that's ultimately what you've been looking for a long time. And maybe this is the first time that you've heard those words. And honestly, this is the first time I've said the words in that way. And I think that is a beautiful way of expressing it. So I think you've wanted to nurture yourself and you've been feeding. So instead of eating, this is about nurturing. So ask yourself, why is it that I'm drawn to this food now? Why am I choosing to eat this? And why, food, are you here? How are you here to serve me? And then again, I think you'll eat less, you'll be satisfied more, you'll feel connected, and it just brings to life the food that you're eating. That is amazingly important, and I think that's really at the crux of why people overeat, is they're looking for a life force, they're looking for a connection, and they aren't honoring it, and so they just keep trying to eat more and more to find it. But when you're engaging with the spirit, the vibration, the life force, the God that is within what you're eating, then you're honoring your own spirit, and from there you'll be nourished and nurtured in the true sense. So then what you eat, is really negligible. It's not the question at all. The question is, are you eating with spirit, and are you allowing spirit to nourish you through the food that you eat? So that's it. That makes it really simple, because then there are no good foods, there's no bad foods. It's all spirit food. And so honor that and bless that. And again, as you're recognizing why it is you're choosing what you're choosing, and then allowing spirit to move through it, your satisfaction will be tremendously great. And the level of connectivity will be high indeed. And that is the goal. So there's eating. That's beautiful, it's pure, it's simple, and it's true. And I really love that. So then let me spend a few moments moving on down the line. Let's talk about exercise and movement. I think the thing there is having the desire, putting the desire for movement as your reason for moving. So when you are getting up and walking, instead of focusing on being grateful for the body, be grateful for movement, be grateful for change, be grateful for strength, be grateful for flexibility, be grateful for fluidity, be grateful for spirit moving through you, be grateful for the way you feel connected to the earth, be grateful for the way that you can stretch and the way that the sun feels on your skin, and be grateful for the way you can stand partially in the shade and partially out of the shade. Be grateful for the way that you can reach up and stretch, and it feels so good to open your lungs and open your heart. And feel grateful for the creativity that you can express through your body. Just instead of making it about your body, make movement and exercise about spirit. And that will bring to life your physical fitness. It will truly help you to be alive and moving in spirit. And that's a whole different thing than physically schlubbing your body around so that you can do what you're supposed to do to be fit. Completely different vibration, because one is about the body and the other is about spirit. And if you will desire to move and let spirit express through you, then you will be active indeed. And what you do will put you in a place of divine fitness. And that's something that will be reflected in your lab work, but most importantly, it will be reflected in your heart, because you'll feel good about how you're moving, and then your body will feel light and free, regardless of what you may or may not see on the scale. But interestingly, I think when you're moving out of desire to move, when you're moving out of desire to express spirit, when you're moving through spirit and with spirit and as spirit, channeling through this thing you call a body, then your body will be light. Then you will shine bright. Then you will know how good it feels to feel good. And that is the goal of movement, is to let spirit express through you. And then the body embodies this truth. So walk, but let spirit walk through you. Let spirit take you for a walk, and let spirit toss you into the swimming pool, and let spirit stretch you on the yoga mat, and let spirit help you climb a tree, and let spirit put you on the Stairmaster, and let spirit get you on a bike. Let spirit do this, and that'd be so cool to think about, like your divine energetic cord and your spirit taking you for a walk, like a person taking their beloved dog on a walk with a leash. Like, spirit's taking me for a walk now. I feel spirit tugging on me, and I'm going to follow. That's what I'm talking about, and that's where you'll move and feel truly great about your life and about being physically connected to this world. So that's it. Now the next thing is the practice of joy. Spiritually and emotionally, I think that one of the greatest gifts you could give yourself right now is the spirit of lightness. It's the spirit of levity. So every single day, engaging in random acts of kindness and senseless acts of joy. That's what Archangel Michael is saying. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Random acts of kindness and senseless acts of joy. So if it doesn't make sense, but it feels right, then it's okay to do it. So in other words, if you decide to take the long way to work, well, maybe it doesn't make sense to take the long way, but if you can see more flowers because you take the longer route, or if it helps you appreciate the beauty of nature, then take the long route. It doesn't have to make sense. It's not about practicality. It's about spirituality and joy. And what you will see is that joy, in truth, serves an extremely practical purpose. Extremely practical. Because it makes everything else in your life flow with ease and grace. So you may think nonsensical is impractical, but it's not. Nonsensical, when it comes to joy, is hugely practical because it's the work of spirit. And spirit has a wisdom, spirit has an efficiency, spirit has a knowledge, spirit has a rightness that exceeds even the greatest intellects of our world, because it knows all and experiences all and expresses all through divine truth. So if you will defer to that higher wisdom, if you will yield to that greater good, if you will trust the spirit of joy calling to you through senseless acts of joyous spirit, then you will live a life that is practically inspired, because you will live a life of love. And that's truly what it's all about. I gotta take a breath there, woman. Whew. All right. So that's it. You're going to bless your food and ask why, and then ask the food why. And then you're going to infuse spirit in all that you do. You're going to let spirit move you. You're going to let spirit call you to move through whatever activities you engage in, because spirit loves to move and expand and grow and dance and hop and sing and just be. And then you're also going to engage in joy and kindness each and every day, for the practical purpose of living a life that is inspired. And that is divinely fit, and that is angelically right, and that is God, and that is good.